me. I had fun, but the haters gonna hate, and they hate this one. Gosh, golly, guys, can I get any whiter? Hello and welcome, everyone, to the 2024 Year in Review. Today we're going to be talking about and ranking 53 movies. This list compiles movies all the way from half a star to 4.5 stars. I have recorded this video 3 times. Once was a practice one. Before seeing The Brutalist, I recorded this video. I haven't been able to get this video in a place where I actually genuinely liked the final product. So here I am today to talk to you. We're gonna do it a little bit differently to keep the energy up. I'm gonna start with just ranking them from the bottom to the top, up to 26, and then we'll actually talk about the top 25. It's just too insane. It's just too insane in the membrane. So we'll just start right at the bottom with number 53. First of many Netflix movies, Atlas. Jennifer Lopez plays Titanfall. Number 52, Madam Web. The first of 2 Sony Spider-Verse movies without Spider-Man. They're terrible. It's awful. It's the worst superhero movie of the year. Number 51, Megalopolis. I'm not shy in saying that this was a terrible film. Sold $120 million for this project and created a masterpiece with absolutely nothing good about it. A masterpiece of crap. A masterpiece of crap. Sorry, I got a hiccup now. I got a freaking hiccup. Number 50. Horizon: An American Saga, Part 1. It's a terrible movie, Kevin Costner. You're bad at directing. You should work on not doing that. Number 49, Kraven the Hunter. I was hopeful, and I was hoping that this one would work, but it was just really bad. Number 48, Land of Bad, another Netflix movie. Russell Crowe sits in a chair with a glove and drone strikes native people. It's awesome. Number 47, Miller's Girl. Trash. Number 48, The Beast. I haven't gotten into the French New Wave, you know? It's technically a sci-fi romance, but the sci-fi element is just Black Mirror memories into the past. It wasn't very good. Number 45, Uglies. Netflix puts out book adaptation starring Joey King, where she pretends to be ugly. Number 44, Don't Move, Netflix film. Nothing to say about that one. Number 43, Argyle. Too many twists and turns. Boring. Bad. Number 42, The Killer. Was hoping this one was going to be good. Sam Worthington is in there. Nathalie something. She's pretty good. That's about it. Number 41, Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. You know, fun but dumb. There you go. That's what I would say. Bad Boys Ride or Die, number 40. Bad but dumb. But a little bit better because Will Smith is in it. Love that guy. Huh. Number 39, Kinds of Kindness. Yorgos, retire. Yorgos, sick. Number 38, Netflix film, Christmas film, Carry On. Taron Egerton plays a TSA agent on Christmas Eve. Number 37, Deadpool x Wolverine, The Wrath of Khan. I'm so over Deadpool. At this point, I'm just so over it. I'm so over it. I'm done. Marvel is dead. But also, Daredevil Born Again trailer just came out. Fire. We're so back. Number 36, Longlegs, horror movie. I got that going. Hold on. Maybe I'll keep that in there. 2024 was the year of the horror movie for my co-host Jordan, but for me, I hate horror movies. I don't like being scared. I don't really understand. I haven't figured out why. You know what I mean? Even in like I go to see a rated R movie or something, and there's like a horror movie trailer, like I just see the word Blumhouse and I'm like, and I just grab my phone and try not to listen to the screams and the horror loud sounds. It's just a waste of time. And Longlegs, shot and acted and written very well with an interesting plot. But the little dolls with the red eyes and the scary Nicolas Cage face, I'm not into it. Number 37, Amazon. came out with Brothers. Peter Dinklage, Josh Brolin, crime fighting. Fun stuff. At number 34, Borderlands. Video game adaptation. Trash. No, not really. I had fun, but the haters gonna hate, and they hate this one. You know, they say the camera adds 10 pounds, but to me it adds 100 lumens. Number 33, We Live in Time. Trash movie. Romance is garbage. Trash film. Number 32, Hitman. Glenn Powell. You know, Glenn Powell's in a lot of stuff. He really is in a lot of stuff. He's just out here. You know, he was in Hidden Figures. Number 31, Young Woman in the Sea. Daisy Ridley coming out of the woodwork. Back swimming. Literally, in this one, she's swimming. Number 30, Beetlejuice. This is acceptable. This is a Halloween acceptable. This is what I'm looking for in a Halloween film, you know? I'm looking for goofy. You know, that's the kind of Halloween I'm looking for. I'm looking for jack-o'-lanterns and goofy and fun. That's what I want to see. Number 29, ISS. January, baby. The Year of the Good. Yeah, that was fun. It was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. And it was exactly everything I wanted it to be. Trash movie, middle of the road. Number 28, The Bike Riders. A movie based on pictures in a book. Tom Hardy, Oscar, when? I demand. Number 27, Love Lies Bleeding. Now, I said this in my review, but I want this joke to remain alive, so I'm going to say it again. Is the title of this movie, is it a list of things that happen in this movie? Love, lies, and bleeding, which all happen in this movie. Or is it that love lies bleeding on the floor? Right? It's an interesting question and one that's worth asking. Number 26, The Ungentlemanly Ministry of Ugly Warfare. Henry Cavill having a good bit of fun with some friends. Nothing wrong with that. All right, number 25, Dee Dee. Yeah, you know? Yeah, give it up for Dee Dee. I don't really connect with the runaway kid, bad relationship with parents, sort of childhood, do drugs, drink, party, that sort of thing. So watching movies like this, where that's like what's going down, it doesn't connect for me. That's what I would say. There we go. We'll just lean back, have a little bit of fun, relax, bro. Relax, man. Number 24, Boy Kills World. Good action. This was an action-packed year for me. I had a lot of fun with the action movies this year. Bill Skarsgård is good in there. The guy from Raid, I think, is in there. He's the silent killer trainer guy. Number 23, 22, and 22. Also, Rebel Moon, director's cut. We're just gonna take a second to appreciate Rebel Moon in all its glory. Last year, 2023, the first Rebel Moon came out. Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. Then, earlier in 2024, there was Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. Then, the director's cut, Rebel Moon Chapter 1, The Blood Letter. What is it? Rebel Moon Chapter 1, The Chalice of Blood. I knew the blood was involved. And then Rebel Moon Chapter 2, The Curse of Forgiveness. In those two, the 3.5-hour director's cuts came out at the same day, at the same time. And I sat down and watched both of them, one in a row. Both in a row with each other. Which was about 7 hours of Rebel Moon's Zack Snyder content. It wasn't terrible. I won't, it's not good. I wouldn't say it was good. At the end of the day, I don't think the Rebel Moon movies were ever meant to be good. I think they were only ever meant to be fun. Number 21, The Wild Robot. This movie was real cute. We got a couple cute movies here coming up, and this one was a cuter one. Love that Lupita Nyong'o can do voices too. It's awesome. She's great. Cracking the top 20. Inside Out 2. This one, I think this is the number 1 grossing film of the year. Made a bunch of money. Disney's good at making money. Good representation of the anxiety attack. It worked. I didn't really suffer from anxiety as a kid, so I can't, or play hockey, so I don't connect super hard with Riley, but I can understand it. I understand it, and it's good. And I think it's a great movie for kids and parents. Number 19, Joker Folie à Deux. Dude, what? This was a box office flop. The people were not into it. Jordan gave it 4 stars, and I was like, whoa, he must be on that contrarian. He must be on the sauce. So I waited for it to come out, and it came out on Max. And I said, you know what? Let me pop this in the track player. Let me pop this track in the player. Yeah, it was awesome. Lady Gaga is, I mean, we already knew she could act, and Joaquin Phoenix is in there, and he's doing his thing. I was mostly into it for the cinematography. I don't know who is behind camera A, but they were fire. Number 18, Wicked. It's not the whole show, and the acting isn't, like, beyond amazing levels, so it just sort of is just the music, and the music is amazing. I don't even need to get into the details here about the music. You guys know it's freaking good. But the movie itself it's not that special, right? It's the Wicked movie. We're here for the music, and that's it. Number 17, A Quiet Place Day 1. Now, you think, well, Joshua, isn't this like a horror film? And I'd be like,
It's technically a thriller, which means I have no problem with the jump scares or the scary monsters or anything.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. But this movie, in particular, Lupita Nyong'o, again, amazing. Joseph Quinn is coming in here, giving, in my opinion, a more adult take on anxiety, I guess I would say, than Inside Out 2. Quiet Place Day 1 does a good job of showing anxiety in adults and how that is portrayed differently than in kids, and I think it does a good job, and Joseph Quinn is very good at that. But my favorite aspect about A Quiet Place Day 1 was, in fact, the terminal cancer patient dealing with the apocalypse. In this world, New York City is going down, everybody's dying, everybody's running, but Lupita is like, she's already at peace with death, so she's not worried about it. She's literally walking the other way for pizza, right? Because that's all she cares about at this point. She's gonna die tomorrow. She's gonna sacrifice her life in the cute yellow sweater, and and it's gonna be great. What an interesting perspective to view the end of the world from somebody who has already been living it. Oh, yes! Number 16, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Shout out Jordan's poster. It feels so long ago, Maybe cut to maybe if I don't have anything interesting to say, we'll just cut to previous recorded versions and see if I said anything interesting. Number 15, Juror Number 2. Clint Eastwood is 94 years old, you guys, and he directed a film. It's tight, it's quick, it's working, and it's good. Number 14, Twisters. Yes, dude. It's kind of funny that I have this so high, but genuinely, it was a good time. I watched it and Hitman in the same day, and it was Glenn Powell Day, and I think I was just vibing. I built my little Lego radio right there, and it was just, it was a good time. It was good vibes. It was great fun, and I had some good fun and times with it, with Glenn. Daisy Edgar Jones is in here too, and she is having a good time, and she's doing a good job. Number 13, Gladiator 2. This is a little high, probably, but, I don't care. Action is good this year. Great this year. Remember when John Wick 4 came out and everybody was collectively said that this was a bad movie? Number 12, The Fall Guy. I'm going to throw a comedy at you guys. I'm going to throw you a quick action comedy. Killer cast of 2023 actors. And just regular good old actors. And that's great. Ryan Gosling is so much better than Ryan Reynolds. In every way. And he's hotter. Screw you guys. Number 11, and I'm devastated that this one was knocked out of the top 10. Heartbreaking. The Shadow Strays. Phenomenal. Action. Some of the best action of the year. Such a good year for movie action. Punching. Unique action, interesting story, fun characters, really cool settings, and a ton of cocaine. And there's like oddly a bunch of world building in here, and I dig that. Number 10, top 10, baby. American fiction. This is a good one for the authors out there, the writers out there. Jeffrey Wright is one of the greatest working actors we have right now, and I think with a good script, he can literally achieve anything. He can become anyone. Did you see him in Hunger Games Catching Fire? Stellar! Number 9, Nope, there's no the. They're just challengers. This is a tennis movie with Zendaya playing tennis. It should be my number 1 film of the year. She gets injured, so I couldn't put it at the top. It goes down a bunch of spots because it ends up just being like a awkward love triangle movie. And Luca, okay, here's what I'm going to say about challengers. This is what I'm going to say. Remember literally 30 movies ago when I said Kinds of Kindness was bad and that Yorgos should retire and that he's sick? Luca, the director of this film, Luca G, he is doing what Yorgos is doing, but without the insanity and the nudity. And it's so much more interesting to watch when it's the drama. And that is what we're looking for. And he does it so well in this movie. And uses tennis as this interesting look at, like, relationships. And I mean, they literally talk about it in the movie about how tennis is a relationship and all that. And it's true. And I literally was just watching tennis earlier, and it's so beautiful, and I love it. It's the best sport, I think. Number 8, The Brutalist. This movie I just saw not even a week ago in 70mm at the Hollywood Theater here in Portland. The first showing in Oregon of this film. I was there. A cowboy introduced the movie, and there were no trailers. It was amazing, and I had a piece of pepperoni pizza. No, this was just overall like a really awesome experience. It's freaking long, and you're gonna have to deal with it. The first half, before the intermission, 5 stars. I was so ready to give this movie 5 stars. I was so ready. And then the movie kind of lost it. They would say something like,
It crumbles under its own pressure. It starts insisting on itself.
you know, these sort of, but that's, I mean, it is what's happening, right? The movie it knows it's really good in the first half, and it's like, yeah, you know. And then it starts to kind of lose it. The acting never loses it. The cinematography never loses it. The music, surprisingly, never loses it. Even though the music is literally crazy. But the second half of the movie kind of goes insane in the membrane, and then the epilogue is like, oh, by the way, the movie's over. I walked out of the theater thinking, man, that movie was bad. But I've come around, and I've turned myself around, and I think that's great. In an incredibly similar way, number 7, Honora. I walked out of the theater, thought it was bad. A couple days later, I was like, that movie's actually pretty great. Today, if I watched it again, I'd probably give it 4.5. I don't know. Whenever every single time I think about Honora, I'm like, you know what? I like that movie a little bit more. I didn't like the ending because I wanted it to be a happy ending, but that's not the reality we live in. Everything that happens before Ivan doesn't stand up for himself and Annie and, like, leave his inheritance behind, everything before that is just like, it's like the movie is having so much more fun than it should be, and so you're just like along for the ride, and it's just, yeah, we're just having a good time, and that's the vibe. And then it's like, oh, by the way, the world freaking sucks, you know? So that's a bummer. Okay, number 6, Transformers 1. Now, a month ago, this was my number 3. Transformers 1, best animated movie of the year, best voice acting of the year. Brian Tyree Henry is probably a top 5 guy for me. He's probably a top 5 guy for me, and I freaking adore him. Everybody's doing a good job. Steve Buscemi is Starscream. Okay, let me just say that to you guys, and just, like, take that information in. Steve Buscemi is Starscream, and then we can just move on, and you'll know. Like, that's all you need to, that's all I needed to say. Okay? Am I in focus? Number 5, top 5. We did it. We made it. Top 5, Civil War. Whoa! This movie came out when the trailer for this movie came out. I thought this is going to be an incredibly divisive film. That's the second time that's happened today. I think the house is burning down. And then the movie came out, and I didn't go see it immediately. And the general opinion was that it wasn't political enough, and they just made, like, a dumb movie about pictures. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to go see this. And then Jordan saw it and gave it 3.5 stars, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely not going to go see this. I don't care about this enough. And then Jordan watched it again and gave it 4.5 stars in this beautiful review about how he sucks at watching movies, which is so true. He's trash. And I thought, maybe I'll give this a try. And I just thought it was a good time. And I mean, it wasn't really a good time, if I'm being honest. It was a thought provoker. It was an interesting way to look, you know, I like it. Trying to record a video. Anyway, I watched Civil War and I had a good time. I can't keep talking about this movie because the fire's going off. Number 4, a movie that was actually on fire. Furiosa Mad Max Saga. This movie was so good that it actually was good. You know what I'm talking about? You know how you watch Fury Road and everybody says the movie's really good and you watch it and you're like, this movie's bad? You watch all the other Mad Max movies and you're like, wait a minute, Mad Max is actually kind of cool. And you watch Fury Road and you're like, wait a minute, this movie is actually kind of good. And then you watch Furiosa Mad Max Saga and you're like, whoa, this movie's amazing. That's what you need to do, Jordan. George Miller knows what the freak is up. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to do, okay? Number 3. Monkey Man. Dev Patel is the greatest working man in Hollywood. He does everything. He did it all. He made up the story. He made the movie. He forced this movie through the butthole of Hollywood, and it came out the other side a golden turd. It was beautiful. It was perfect. And he acts in it too. And he's the main guy. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. And herein lies the truth. Number 2. At the top here. We reached the proverbial peak of 2024. Number 2. Society of the Snow. Now, Jordan thinks, what? When did Joshua even watch it? He's looking up Letterboxd on his phone right now to see what I gave this review. But what he doesn't know, this is the secret. What he doesn't know is, when I initially reviewed Dune 2, I gave it 4 stars. And he was mad. I saw it the next day, 4.5 stars. It's a good movie. When I initially reviewed Society of the Snow, January 4th, whatever, I watched it, January something, initially reviewed it at 5 stars. This is a fact. I absolutely adore this movie. No movie has emotionally impacted me as much as Society of the Snow this year. I was a wreck. The writing, the quotes, the general horror of these guys' lives that they had to, the reality that they had to endure in the Andes Mountains. Amazing. Transcendent. I loved it. It was amazing. It was phenomenal. And I rated it 5 stars. And then about 30 minutes later, I reviewed it at 4.5. I changed my review. And so there was a time when Society of the Snow was 5 stars and Dune Part 2 was 4 stars. But they've both ended up at 4.5. And then Dune Part 2 immediately surpassed Society of the Snow. Because let's be honest, guys, Dune Part 2 is so freaking crazy good. Last night, this morning, 12:30 in the morning, I finished Children of Dune. You can see it back in the bookshelf now. And I pulled out God Emperor of Dune. So I'm a little bit ahead of the movies now. The first Dune Part 1, is a very faithful adaptation to the source material. So many lines are ripped straight out of the book. So many moments, the order that things happen in, it's very, very much one-to-one. And so for Dune readers, it's perfect. Dune Part 2 comes out, and they murdered Chani. And they freaking killed her character by making her more independent and powerful. It's the most blatant character assassination of my freaking perfect favorite desert flower. It's my Sihaya. No, but seriously, I am still super butthurt about Chani, but I understand. Dude, I am wide. My head is small today. It's a first. Yeah, I'm so wide. Yeah, I am still butthurt about Chani and her character changing so much, and I'm very afraid of how that's going to play in Dune Messiah. But at the same time, Dune Messiah is my least favorite of the 3 that I've read so far, so I'm not super worried about this one being adapted one-to-one as I was with Dune Part 1. The first book, I should say, Dune. But regardless of the perfections and imperfections of the adaptation of the source material, at the same time, we are still getting the best that we can ever ask for of Dune. If you could transport the brainwaves of Frank Herbert into my mind perfectly as he sees them, so I can fully understand the world that he's creating, there is no better adaptation. This will be it. This is it. So that's exciting, and I love that. Timothée Chalamet should be winning a freaking Oscar. He is Muad'Dib. Dude, I remember when Dune Part 1 came out, or there people were talking about it, and I didn't know anything at the time, but they were like, Timothée Chalamet, he's too this, he's too that, he's not Paul Atreides. Paul Atreides badass. And those people are eating their freaking words. Their freaking words are being eaten on a plate. Because Timothée Chalamet is so freaking goated, okay? Have you seen the TikTok edits with the Wonka transition? Perfect. My name is Paul Muad'Dib Atreides. Married to the guy. Never won't change. That's what we're talking about right now. That's what it's all about right now. So that concludes our list, At the end of the day, we're done. 2024 wasn't as good as 2023, I'll be honest. But I was also a little bit harsher this year with my movies, with my reviews. If you looked at my graph, my histogram of reviews in 2023, the peaks were at 4 stars and 4.5 stars. It was insane. This year, I went through and literally re-rated everything based on a new condition, a new succession, a new power in play, and the reviews lowered. Like almost everything moved, like a half a star to a full star down. Some things moved down more than that. I've become a curmudgeon-y, so I'm hopeful that 2025 will bring about a brighter year for me, that I won't be as spiteful, as evil as I was in the past. And yeah, I mean, all I can hope for is that the brighter days are ahead. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to watch Jordan's review. Jordan's 2024 ranked video. It'll be coming out, or will have already come out. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to edit this, but he still hasn't seen The Brutalist, so he's trash. And he knows it. And he's pissed off. He's pissed off about it. Apparently, he's writing an email. He wrote an email to AMC. So hopefully he'll get around to The Brutalist. That would be exciting for him. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one. Season 3 of The Quarter Twins. Woo! That's exciting. And this time next year, I'll be doing this review in Kansas City. In my own home. Well, I don't know. I probably won't own it, but I will be living in it. And that's fun for me. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And I love ya. I love ya. And I love movies. Bye for now. Ta-ta. And goodbye. Yeah. Married to the game. Never gonna change. Money's only